I love my tarot cards. I read for myself regularly. Sometimes just quick 3 card readings, sometimes really in-depth spreads where I'm journaling and really connecting to the meaning. But I think, like everybody, sometimes I overthink it. Sometimes I see what I fear is going to happen. Sometimes I over-identify with what I hope is going to happen. And I think that's a point when an oracle deck can be really useful. So I don't usually work with oracle decks, and I certainly don't use them professionally, but I was really attracted to this one. I'm going to unbox it because, the packaging is so beautiful. This is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck and guidebook, and so it has this outer package, then it has this gorgeous box. The book is amazing. I mean, actually just unpacking it is a journey in itself. And so a friend bought it to a lunch gathering, and as I was playing around with it, I realised just how powerful it is. I'm going to demonstrate. I mean, the way that I'm using it, and you see the card. So at the moment, the way that I'm doing it is on a Sunday, I pull a card for the week, and I journal on that, and I try and use that as inspiration for the coming week. Last Sunday, the card that I pulled was about creativity, and actually, I really did prioritize last week writing. I went out for a whole day and sat in a pub in the English countryside and wrote lots. I've been writing lots for my new upcoming course, Shamanism course, and I do feel better for it. The guidebook I have found to be particularly useful. I will go through quite a few of the cards. So we've got the symbol up there, alchemy symbols. So the symbol for air. And unsurprising, they're all things that fly. And so then when you get to your cards, just holding it so you can see as well, there is a little bit at the beginning, Guardian and Purifier, essential for rebalance. There's some information, and then it gives you a little bit of a phrase. When in balance, clarifies and reveals wisdom. When out of balance, dramatic and aggressive. To bring into balance, clean your space and sage. I have been cleaning my space. Actually, what I cleaned up today, which is something I've been putting off for a long time, is bills. I took out my box of bills and shockingly paid them. And then curiously, it talks about sage here. I'm actually researching ethically sourcing some smudge sticks and creating bundles of smudge sticks and crystals to sell connected with cleaning space. So when I read it, I was like, wow, I know that I need to clean up my paperwork, clear up my bank statements, and get on top of my finances. I don't want to. I've been putting it off for a while. And it says here, the vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. What you thought was a mistake or a tragedy is a blessing in disguise. So I found that really helpful. That is my card for the week. I'll pull one for all of us. I'm just pulling one, to be honest. There are some there's a little bit in the box here as well. 2 feet, 4 feet, scales or hide. May our minds stay open and our wings span wide. I think that was one of the things that I really loved about this. I'll show you just through some of them, and then I will do a little reading for all of us. So I've just been doing a card for the week. That's been really working for me. But of course, there are many, many ways that you can use this. I'm particularly delighted because I do love the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, but I don't have it because even though I think the images are beautiful, and they are, and I adore the style, the images on the tarot deck didn't work for me personally. Partly that's just because I don't have the time to really get to know another tarot deck. I've done it for the Druidcraft, and I've obviously done it for Rider-Waite, and I just don't have the time to intimately get to know another tarot deck right now. But sometimes there is a benefit when you're overwhelmed and you're intuitively blocked and you're not reading the tarot. If I'm really honest, I'm going to have to reach out over the camera now. When I am blocked, and we all get blocked, please remember that, we all get blocked. Not with a client. I can always find that connection with a client because I'm connecting to the other person. So that's much easier for me. But actually sometimes when I'm doing a tarot reading for myself and I'm blocking the meaning of the card, I actually reference my own book, which I never thought I'd do, but I wrote it so long ago, it feels like a different version of me wrote the book. So I do reference my own book when I'm reading for myself. But what I loved about this was that not only are the cards beautifully drawn, but I think that the guidebook is presented and in an incredibly helpful way as well. So that if you are feeling blocked, you're feeling overwhelmed, and you just want a blast of insight without having to do the work, because you know what? We all need that sometimes. It's not often I'm going to recommend an oracle deck because they're just not my thing normally. Nothing against them, they're just not my thing. But this one absolutely captivated me. So let's pull one. I'm still quite new with I've only had it for just over a week, so I'm still quite new with it. Just pulling one for all of us. What is it that the world needs to know right now? What is it that you need to know right now? How can we best navigate what seems like a very turbulent time in life? Firefight. Now, I am pretty sure this is the card that I got last time. So let me have a look. So it's very easy to, even though they're not alphabetical, it is very easy because we have another air symbol there. So you just find the right symbol and then find the page. Let's have a look. It is. This is what I got last week for me. And I have to be honest, it really, really helped. I'll read the whole thing for this. Inspired and fantastic, yet fleeting. And I don't know about you, but I'm at that stage where I can still feel good, but it feels hard to ground that good at the moment. The firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high-frequency charge cannot be stained for long. Therefore, the Firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. There is Firefly energy behind every poem, song, and invention. Our job is to be ready to harness this creative spirit when it graces our path. What can you do to support this precious and elusive light? When in balance, writes, creates, brainstorms. When out of balance, burnt out and feels dull. To bring into balance, write a poem, draw. Well, writing's much more my thing than drawing. So when I got this card for last week, I did really honour it, and I went back to my morning routine of waking up and lying in bed with a coffee and writing on my computer, and I treated myself to a day out in a English country pub, really enjoying writing. So if you're looking for something that gives you that sudden blast of insight, I genuinely recommend this. I'm definitely weaving it in. I say weaving as I turn on to Spider. I'm definitely weaving it into my self-care. As I say, at the moment I'm doing a card a week, But I think if I'm feeling lost or overwhelmed, I would also definitely pull a card for the day. And what I perhaps love most is how beautifully the written words really do speak to my soul and really do help me to integrate the meaning of the card into my life without necessarily having to do the psychic connection work, because I think all of us sometimes find that a little bit hard.